they're like, oh, is it Josh that that must be the real problem. You can grab something and run with it if you want, just, to get clicks, and that's what people often do with me and things that I say, whether I misspeak or if I speak up. I can do that. If you're that bored, like, go play Monopoly or some shit, because...
Ladies and gentlemen, we've learned a lot about the Raiders today, and we learned a lot about specifically Davante Adams. He has finally responded in a press conference to the comments that he made in the Ringer article, where he said that he does not see eye to eye with the front office of the Raiders right now. But I do believe Davante Adams did this to himself, and a lot of you are going to be shocked, where I'm going to defend genius Josh McDaniels here as we dig into exactly what Davante Adams said and what he said previously in that Ringer article. So we're going to check out everything that's said, and there was a little nugget that revealed how the offseason really went this past year. Never forget the fact that he invited this journalist from the Ringer to his home. And are we really supposed to believe that Davante Adams had absolutely no say in what was placed in that article? He said what he said. He criticized the Raiders, and maybe he was naive and did not understand the consequences that this would have, that this would become a national, an international story around the NFL. But that's exactly what happened, and he caused it. Maybe he regrets that now, but he did it. And he even went as far as today to say that he does not even need to correct the record.
Give you a chance to maybe set the record straight on what you meant.
Well, I mean, it's not really setting the record straight. I mean, I think a lot of things get taken out of context when you don't have an interview to look at or people don't know the full story. So at the end of the day, I mean, there's going to be opinions, and there's going to be, you're not always going to see things the exact same way.
So I respect the fact that he's not technically backing down from what he said. He's not saying that the journalist misinterpreted what he said. He's not saying that he was quoted incorrectly, and he also still seems like he agrees with those criticisms. But now he's backing down in a different way, saying he's excited to work with Josh McDaniels, and then he's saying that he never intended for those comments to negatively impact the team.
It's never my intention to bring any type of negative attention or, throw off the focus of the team or whatever, which did not happen, by the way. I'm here to try to win a Super Bowl like everybody else is on their team.
Really, Davante? I think you're a very smart professional football player who's been in the league for over a decade and knows what those kind of comments can do to a team and the impact that they will have around the NFL. And so if you really did not intend to negatively impact the team, then why did you say that in the first place to that journalist that you invited to your house? And it was so crazy that Davante in the same press conference even went as far as to say that if he has something negative, he usually keeps quiet. Well, you didn't keep quiet to the Ringer.
I have no reason to lie. I mean, one thing I don't do is BS, so I'm not gonna make anything up when it comes to that. I'd rather keep my mouth closed if I have negative things to say, but And I'm a huge Davante Adams fan. I watched him play at Fresno State with Derek Carr. I was ecstatic to see him join the team. And I understand that he probably regrets making these comments, and I do understand that he now knows that he's going to have to learn to work with Josh McDaniels, work with the Raiders, but I'm not going to just ignore what he said now that he's trying to save face right now. And what was so funny is he tried to mock the media. He tried to mock people saying that they're taking his comments out of context, these comments that he's not correcting the record on. Things get taken out of context when you don't have an interview to look at or people don't know the full story. So,
well, Davante, did people really take your comments out of context? These are direct quotes. Headlines all around the media were just direct quotes of exactly what he said. And these are multiple sentences. It's not just like it's one word here, one sentence here. People directly quoted exactly what he said about the Raiders. I do understand that he didn't mean anything negative about Jimmy Garoppolo, and we all understood that. We all know that he's not going to throw shade on another player. Players respect other players. And when we're talking about the offensive philosophy and the direction of the team, that's mainly about genius Josh McDaniels. And we've thought, okay, Davante Adams, does he have a say in what the Raiders are doing? Do they respect him? Are they hearing him out? We've had Dave Ziegler and Josh McDaniels both say that they communicate with him.
He'll be involved in those conversations, like you said, and Davante knows he's not selecting who the quarterback is, but he'll be involved in the process, and we'll bounce some ideas off him. And
as far as the front office, I mean, I haven't had a relationship in the past. This is 10 years for me in this game, and I haven't had a relationship like what I have with those guys. So,
but apparently they heard him but never actually listened to him, because what he wanted was Aaron Rodgers. That didn't happen. And we found out today, Jimmy Garoppolo, what ended up happening, well, Davante Adams had no clue that was ever even going down.
I poke fun at having Aaron here a lot, and why would I not talk about having, best quarterback to play the game? That's who I had on my mind initially. So, that was never a slight at Jimmy. I didn't even know we were, pursuing Jimmy. So it had nothing to do with any of that. That was never a slight at Jimmy. I didn't even know we were pursuing Jimmy.
And so we have the front office claiming that they're going to listen to Davante Adams' input. You have Davante Adams claiming that he has a great relationship with them. But in practice, what is actually happening is Davante Adams had no clue who the Raiders were going to grab at quarterback. And he even brought this up today, the fact that he was upset when people started blowing up his phone right when the Jimmy Garoppolo news happened.
And then obviously I put something on social media saying, don't hit me up. Don't stop hitting me up if I haven't talked to you recently. Don't hit me up about this stuff. And I already said what that was about. That was clearing up the whole, me just getting bombarded with messages like, oh, what's going on? How you feel about this and this and that? So,
but he never actually explains why was he upset. Why would you be upset that people are hitting you up, asking you what you think about the new quarterback who was signed to your football team? Oh, maybe because it was a surprise for him, which is what we learned today. And it would really be nothing to be upset about if you're optimistic about playing with the guy. And that's why I'm shockingly gonna defend Josh McDaniels here. It seems like Davante Adams is trying to save face. It seems like he regrets making those comments. And if you're really down to be a Raider and you're a Raider, you're here, you're gonna stay here, and you're gonna keep trying to win a Super Bowl here. We'll see if that happens. But if you're really all in, then why are you saying this crap to the media? Why are you telling the media all these things, saying that you don't see eye to eye with the front office, knowing the consequences of it? You're making it harder for Josh McDaniels to do his job. You're making it harder for these players to believe in this organization when the star wide receiver expresses doubt in the plan. And I don't even like Josh McDaniels, but now I'm starting to feel bad for the guy. And here's the thing, Davante Adams can say he's trying to win a Super Bowl here. He's locked into the Raiders for the next 2 seasons, but Jimmy Garoppolo is not even practicing. You got all these other teams all around the NFL. Their number 1 QB is healthy and ready to go. And they're building chemistry and they're getting reps in right now. And because the hype train went crazy last year with the Raiders, we were all thinking Super Bowl or bust. I was a part of it. I feel guilty hyping up the Raiders last season, having fans believe that we're going to go all the way. I myself believed it, and what we had was a BS season where the only eventful thing happened was Davante Adams shoved a cameraman and Derek Carr ended up crying during a press conference. And I'm not going to let that crap happen again. You're not going to make me trick these working class people into wasting their damn money on some more bullshit when the Raiders don't even have a quarterback who's ready to play this year. And look, dude, I know the media is a bunch of sleaze bags. Davante Adams is right to rail against the media, but at the same time, he said what he said. The media didn't lie reporting on what he said. And honestly, at the end of the day, if you didn't mean what you said, then why did you say it in the first place? And maybe genius Josh McDaniels and Davante Adams smooth this over behind the scenes, probably by letting Davante know that he's not going to be traded even if he wants it. And so maybe they're trying to make peace with the situation right now. Look, guys, I want to be optimistic about this season, but I'm not going to just straight up lie here, and I'm not going to just straight up ignore things. And I need results. I need good news to happen for me to be optimistic. And the second that happens, the second the Raiders win, the second that things turn around, I am going to pump this team up. I am going to hype this team up. But until then, I'm just going to call it how I see it. Peace out, everybody, and I hope you have a good one.